Hello everyone, so this is Paco3D.art and today we'll be conducting the last tutorial on how to do UVs in general. So I have covered, if we look here very quickly, so I have done, usually like this was pretty lengthy, so this is like how to make UVs, explaining a little bit like the concepts. Then I thought it was a very long video, so I did like 4 minutes. Then I did like a dagger, so it's like very gradually like making primitives and then doing something that's a bit more complex and then a lot more complex. And then I did like a dinosaur. And today will be the last video on how to do UVs. And for today, I'm just gonna go here in the panels, change the saved layout. Let's put screen. That will be a good idea. So let's do panels, perspective in UV editor. And then I'm gonna pick one of these bipeds in here. I'm just gonna do I think you could do any of these if you want, but if you want to follow 101 perfectly, I'm gonna do the human body here. I'm not a huge fan with the topology on this guy, but you know, that's fine. It's a good idea to see this. Now, I will be doing this perhaps a little bit different, but again, we're here to learn, so we're going to do the UVs from scratch. So I'm just going to select the UVs here on the right, draw a big box, delete it. Okay. And, oh, by the way, I will pause momentarily at some point and then continue because I think might need to have a break with this at some point. So the first thing that I like to do is delete half and just do half. So I'm just going to go front view in here just by holding down spacebar. And I'm going to drag a big box like so. Make sure that I've got that middle box there. It's all selected. And I'm going to delete it. Okay. So now this is going to be a lot easier for me just to do half in one go. And then after that, I can stitch anything that's in the middle. The next part I'm going to do is I'm going to do a create. This is just to have something to begin with. So I'm just going to go camera based. So we got something to start with. And now this is usually like the first step is just do something. You need something existing to be able to unfold. And after that is figuring out where you want to cut the limbs. So I'm going to maybe cut there to start with. We're going to have, let's go Shift X to cut. Now we got that cut there. The other area that I might cut around is around there. It goes around here. So I'm just going to go select this one and then this one. So it goes around there. And then in the back of the leg there, I might also, because otherwise that bit there, that's going to be like sticking out. Oh no, because you're going to have it. No, maybe not. Maybe I'll actually leave it because you need to stitch it from the middle there. So I'm going to have that part there cut. So you select the area on the left and then you go to the right and just go Shift X to cut it. Now we got this part here. Then I'm going to do the same for the arm. Go around here, maybe around there somewhere. Double click there, so it goes all the way around as a loop. And this is why nice, good topology is important. Cut that. The hand is going to be the hardest part to do the UVs in my opinion. So this part there, and there's several ways to do it, but neither is like that effective. And I will show you in a second, right? So we're gonna go around here. Select that there. That's not too clean, so I'm just going to double click this part here instead. So that goes all the way around here. Shift X to cut that part. Now we got on here. And I'm going to go here where the neck is. And let's see if there is a loop that goes very elegant around the neck. And there isn't. This is really, really, yeah, like What were you guys thinking? I might have to go from here to here and then cut there. There's a star loop there. There's another star loop there. This is really, really odd. I think there's a better way to cut this because it's really bad. I might actually choose this instead. And then go around and then around there. And the reason is because you don't want UV seams to be too visible. So if that's the neck and you can show that neck, I would actually even remove this guy's there and make this continue to go around. And then go from here and here. So then you can't see that UV seam. But this is a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. I'm not shocked. But anyways, I'm not here to bag something. I'm just trying to find a solution. Ideally, it would be like if we go around there. But anyways, let's go at this. Okay. And we don't have that much detail around the mouth or the nose or anything, so this is going to be quite an easy wrap. But sometimes you want the ear to be separate, and then the eyes would be a separate thing as well, right? But we got something that's pretty simplified. Now, let's start unwrapping. So after that, we've cut the limbs, the hand and the feet. We might need to do some few further cuts, but the arm and the leg is going to be the easiest. So let's get started with these guys. So you want the seam to be, how do I explain this? So it's like in the inside, you have this cut that goes in the middle. So you would want maybe from here all the way down to yay. You do a cut there. Alt. We got the first one there. And then something similar around the leg. So you go, what I'm gonna do is, this is a trick that I like to do. Sometimes I like to go and select it here and then go in here to see, okay, which one is that? And then if you double click here, it will only highlight within that island. So if I go like that and I double click it, it will only select what's inside of that island, you see? So that's a saver. And then you go cut, time saver, unfold, voila. That's easy, baby. That's easy. With this part of the face, again, Control U, and that's okay for now. We will stitch the middle part when we do the mirror. That's easy. This part here with the body, I would do a cut here, like so. And I would also do a cut here from yay all the way down here, and then after that we can figure out how we stitch it. So like a shirt, you know how shirts, like you got the seam around there. Yeah. So sometimes it's good to look at clothes or garments and things like that just to see how things are cut. So you've got now two pieces here. Oh, I missed that. Oh, I missed this part here in the middle. So up there. Let's go. Okay, cool. So that goes. Oh, man, this is so bad. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go. Up. And now we're gonna separate this two from here. We go. Sounds. So we go this guy and this guy. Cool. Unfold, unfold. That's it. Now that we've got this guys here, this is where you can do this in different ways. This one is like a, think of it as a box, right? So if you had a box with this, say that the box was like yay, right? And now, and then you had a cut here, and then this face was extruded. and it will be like you're doing the UVs of this box kind of a thing, but then maybe the bottom will be open one way, and then it's a little bit like that. So this is the same concept. So the base, I will do the base to be to cut that and unfold it and relax it first. The reason why I picked that loop is because you got this triangle shape here, you got this triangle shape there, so that goes around very easily. Just trying to think, it's maybe worth doing this guy instead. And now you just have to pick an area from from the back, maybe from here to here to unfold. And sometimes you need to unfold first just to see if it's done a good job or not, or if it's a little bit sloppy, or maybe we can do something better. And yeah, I am okay with that, I think. I don't know about this big open Y shape, so you could have made a cut from here to there and then do something else, but that's fine. Okay, cool. Interesting. Why do I have 2 feet? Alright, cool. I duplicated this by accident, so that's fun. Now, the next part I'm gonna do. Oh. Anyways, so with the hand here, we want to. You have 2 ways. So the one way that you can do is you cut around the borders. So I'm gonna put this in for a second. So you can do a cut around the borders, and so then you have like someone's put their finger, like their hand, on the wall with paint. So you have 2 versions of that. But the other one is you treat each finger as an individual cylinder, and then you have all the fingers separate. Just for the sake of simplicity, I'm just gonna see if that hand actually goes around nicely. If I double click here, it does mostly until it gets there. So it kind of does, but it doesn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click that. So you see how it goes around there with the fingers into there. So I'm happy with that, but not how it goes to there. So I'm just going to unselect this area here. And instead, I'm just going to do that artificially, where I go around here. And then I go into this silly 6-sided thing. And then from here, I'll go from there to there, maybe. And this is the part that maybe I'll go around the clock. Goes around there, and then maybe goes from here. I'll go. It's fine, because I'm doing a character right now, and I'll show you the topology is like perfect in comparison to this. I don't know if that's gonna unfold very nicely, so let's go. That I did say the hand is the most complex, so now we've got these 2 pieces here. If I go unfold, yeah, you get these weird shapes that looks like elongated sausages kind of thing. So this is one method, right? That you can do this. I'm gonna show you the next method. So the next method that you can do the hands is to treat each finger like a sausage, and then you cut it from there. So if I go like that, boom, 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 like so. And then the one that goes around here, like maybe this one, and then you cut those. You go cut. And then these 2 pieces here. You weld them from this part here. So you go from here to here. So move and connect. So that's one part of the pump. And then, yeah, this part here is where you go. You weld them. UVs with Paco Casares. There will be 5 people that will watch this. Great. Yeah, I'm not too happy with the view counts with these UVs, but I also understand that maybe making UVs is not everybody's favorite thing to do, and just making UVs from the content editor is also maybe not that exciting either. So fair enough. But good news is this is the last video about UVs. And there's also a million videos out there of people explaining how to do UVs, so it's not the end of the world. I just wanted to cover that and be like, you know what, it's there. If there's a random person that asks me, hey, you teach how to make UVs? I'm like, yeah, this video, here you go. I've got 5 videos and you can watch it. In that show. So this is now the secondary version where you have this as sausages. And then you got this palm part here to be separate. So this is my preferred way to make the UVs, but it's just a preference kind of thing. There's more UV islands here, but I think that the distortion is better. You don't have these weird things that go sides. Okay, now this is where now we're gonna do the mirror on the wall, and then restitch the things pop in the middle, and yeah, we're almost done. It's crazy how quick this has been. Gonna pause for a second. Okay, sorry, that was a long break. So, I think now we've got everything unfolded. So now this is the part where I might do 2 things. Is one, to check the overall size of the UV. So I'm just gonna grab all of these. Or inside of transform, and inside of transform here, I'm gonna go get and then set. So everything now has got the same size of the UVs, and this is where now I will, so things like, for example, the hands are not gonna get welded in the middle, or the feet, but pretty much, yeah, the legs are not going to get welded already, so that's kind of worth being organized in here perhaps already with that, instead of doing it twice. In those really nice and close. And sometimes you want to make sure that things are where to get. When it comes to feet, because they are underneath, sometimes you know, if they are slightly smaller, because they need to fit to anything else, that's not the end of the world. That's perfectly fine. All right, so these are the parts where we'll have to do some. All right, so we might have to do some blending, not blending and merging. Stuff like that. It's not good. Let's go there. Yeah, I'm so excited to do something that's not more introductory kind of stuff. I think people are more excited learning super duper skill kind of stuff, but I guess you need to learn how to walk before you can fly. So now let's do the mirror on the walls. I'm just gonna mirror things on. It's good to see. Okay, so that's the x-axis. So you go mirror, and so you go cool. That's the x-axis minus. The merge threshold is, make sure that you got that 0.01, so you're not welding things too weirdly. And then always check around to see the borders to make sure that that's gone around just fine. And this is where now we go select. Inside of the transform in here, we select anything. And yeah, I think I've repeated this so many times. I wish that that people taught me how to do this kind of stuff back in the university days, you know, but they didn't. So I've got that selected now. So it's got UVs, back facing. And yeah, and now we can just do a transform flippy flappy doos to make sure that they are not blue. And then we can just go, maybe it was not as organized as I thought I wanted to be. So that's the hands. Maybe put the 2 feet together. Sure, we can just put, and I don't know why I'm like so crazy detailed or this kind of stuff, because I'm never gonna texture this character. It's like a demo, right? It's like me, oh, this is what you do. And after that, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Now I'm just gonna do work on my game. I am working on a it's like a Dungeons and Dragons PvP turn-based kind of game, which is kind of cool at the moment, and it's very early days, I guess. So I don't want to jinx myself too much, but maybe after that I've been working on it for a little bit, and I'm doing something cool with it inside of an Unreal or something, I could also show some game engine stuff and be like, oh yeah, cool, this is what I'm doing, guys, have a look. I could always do that, I guess. I'm not gonna spend too much time doing the layout kind of stuff, because that's my least favorite part, and it takes time, and if you try to rush it when you're trying to make a shorter video, it's always gonna look bad, right? So I'm just gonna do something a little bit quick. I'm just gonna go this in here and go, you know what, that will be good enough. But having a lot of empty space is bad. So this is the part now that you don't want things to have, like especially something like this. So I'm just gonna go connect that. We have one big nice piece, unfold. And then you're gonna do the same for the back. So you're gonna go from here to the back crack. Right. And yeah, this is the part where you might need to do a unfold. That there now. And now the face. With the face, wherever there might be hair, it is not very important, but you want to go from here to maybe like, yeah, just all of this to be, make sure you don't have the UV seams. But once, like, if they got hair and stuff like that, that might be covered. So if you go like that, and now you go fold. Yeah, that's pretty cool bananas, y'all. So that's the face. And now, yeah, just put that somewhere in here. Example. I will try to wrap it up. This is now, yeah, it's going to be the last video that I do about UVs, unless we do a whole asset from the beginning to the end from scratch, which I think I will do that, like the whole workflow from the beginning and to the end with a simple asset. That will be like several hours. So I don't know how popular would that be. But now that I've got this kind of videos where, I've got a little bit less of what I've been doing this all this time with the big screen. Now that I've got I'm doing videos now with a little bit less video editing, and it's more about just the teaching. Then I can see how that's doable. I can just do videos that are a little bit longer. That works. So I'm gonna pull this out into like go like yay maybe. Now I'm gonna try to move things around a bit more for the fit. So yeah, I might just pull an end with this very soon, because it is now 26 minutes long. And I will not mind working on my own project for a little bit. So yeah, I think that will do fine. I might actually, you know what? I might actually show a little bit a character that I've been doing recently, just as a little Easter egg. So yeah, if you guys done learning with this, you're like, okay, cool, I don't need to see this anymore, feel free to quit the video now, which most likely most of you have done already, because there's a trend in YouTube that most people stop watching the video after 5 minutes because they get bored and then they just go to something else. They just cannot maintain retention, which is a bit sad. But to feed there. Now, I think I'll stop here. But yeah, but there you go. We got UVs done. And I don't know what's the textile density. So if I got this and I got get, that is 12 pixels per centimeter. So that is pretty good. That's pretty good. So if I go now, show viewport. Sorry. And there you go. So we got very nice UVs there. Nice and squares. There's not many distortions. Pretty good. So yeah, just to show you a character that's going to be something that's a little bit more complex perhaps. If I go to my website, so this is a character that I did last year together with my students, which was very nice to finally complete. Yeah, this is kind of like what UVs could look like, right? So here you can see that I've put a little bit more effort at making things as compact as possible and for things to fit as well as they can be. The cape is a weird one because the cape, yeah, it's got a very large surface area, so that's got a separate material, but you can see here that they are very nice and compact, right? So talking about characters, one of the characters that I'm doing right now is this fella here. Now you might be thinking, oh, it looks a bit plain or looks a bit simple. And that's because it is designed to be. Actually, before I do that, yeah, I just want to make sure that I've got the right version uploaded. So yeah, this is the art chart that I've done. And what's really cool about this guy here is that all of this is using a very different way on how to do the UVs. So if I go here, no, save layouts, and I go perspective editor. The way the UVs are here done. Oh, it's not showing the texture. There you go. So the way that UVs here are done is very, very different. So the way that I've done UVs here is that instead of having regular basic UVs, it is using a color palette. And then I am applying those colors. Like, for example, you see the pants there. If I want to make the pants pink, I can just grab those, make them pink or blue or yellow. So you don't need to make UVs with perfect distortion. You can just go and do it here. And then change those colors like that, right? Like if I want to make the coat, for example, here, I want to make it orange. I can just go that and just go, all right, now it is orange, right? So that's like a different way that you can do UVs as well. That's pretty interesting. And yeah, put this character together without me trying to show off and be like, oh, look at me, I'm so good. In 3 days. So that's been kind of interesting. It's been a little bit cool. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. It's 31 minutes, so I think that's a good time to cut it short. I think that going back to the YouTube kind of stuff, I might do a little bit more Maya modeling kind of stuff. But I will cover, like, if there's anything that you need to know that comes to modeling skills or techniques, let me know and I'll put it up, or some cool Maya tips. All right. I'll see you guys around, and yeah, have a lovely evening. Bye bye.